Hey, what is up ladies and gentlemen, I am Piglet here once again and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Let's Play of Super Luigi Galaxy on the Super Mario Galaxy game for the Nintendo Wii / Nintendo Wii U as a digital download. So, last time we actually did completely done with, well, the majority of the time at the terrace, and we did manage to beat the likes of the Mega Leg and Luigi. For goodness sake, don't go to sleep already, for goodness sake. So anyways though, yeah, we did manage to beat the likes of the Mega Leg for the final time for the entire game. And today for this video is the fact that we're about to continue on and move on to the next zone for the Super Luigi Galaxy run-through, or in this case the playthrough anyway. And that will have to be by the forms of the Fountain Dome. Now before we continue with that tradition, there was actually that one little small difference between the forms of Super Mario Galaxy mode and the Super Luigi Galaxy mode, is the fact that whenever we go towards that mail toad right down there, because as far as I can see here, there is actually mail right there. So even then though, expected it might actually say something from Luigi, but even then though, we'll see what happens there. So even then though, let's go ahead and talk to him. Mr. Luigi, check it out, I'm mail toad, so let's see, let's have a mail here. Dear Mario, I am in a faraway place, but I am alright because you're coming to rescue me. P.S. I hope this gift will come in handy. From Peach. What? What does it say Mario's name on here? Why should I just put in Luigi's name instead of Mario? Oh, huh? It's addressed to Mario. Don't be upset, Luigi. Hang in there. Princess Peach included 21 up mushrooms in her letter. Would you like to have some? Yes, because of that though, Luigi did manage to have himself his good advantage for her extra, or give himself, you know, his extra lives department. Because as you can see, that my lives count is now up to 40. So in this case, about the fact that it makes it twice as easy to able to actually get these extra lives every time you're able to like reset the game or turn off the game and just, you know, turn it back on again. So yeah, I guess then the only method you can able to actually get extra lives at this point, which is actually by the forms of the letter itself. So yeah, pretty cool compliments for this point here, especially because of how the fact that considering that the reason why this gives us 20 lives as opposed to 5 lives is because, as I said before, this might be considerably the hard mode of Super Mario Galaxy game itself, at least to me anyway, because even then, yeah. So here we go, on to Space Junk Galaxy we go, with the first mission on that stage is Polestar Path. So, and even then I really still enjoy the music as usual, so yeah, apologize for that, you know, the lack of uploading schedules in Wednesday, just because, you know, as I said before, that me and Rarity did manage to went out somewhere, and today we did manage to go back, and I've decided able to actually get back into its Super Luigi Galaxy playthrough. So even then though, in this case the Let's Play of Super Luigi Galaxy, so just in case, we can generally just able to actually get the uploading schedules going, especially because of how the fact that, well, I would assume to say that we almost nearly towards the end of April already, because I know for the fact that, because, you know, the days themselves can go really pretty much finished like quite ridiculously fast, kind of think about it, especially because, you know, some of these plans I was been planning for, especially by playing through games and all that stuff, which is always having a good time for my book, and especially because this of how the fact that I'm busy playing through like you know, Rayman 1 for the PlayStation 1, so that way I can able to actually get 100% completion of that game. Mind you, because I was gonna test it out with the password system, but in order to actually like get the actual get to the last level in Rayman 1, although it did only works on the North American's password, but it doesn't work on the PAL version, because even then, considering it might be a little bit cheating for most casual players out there, or some kind like that. Although I was gonna potentially try and able to actually input the password code by the forms of like 99 lives for the start of the game, but for whatever reason that didn't work either, just because, well, I'm assuming that because of how the fact that, well, despite the fact that Rayman 1 was actually the more tougher games I've ever seen to play, especially because this is all retro style of gaming and what have you, because even then, sometimes I'm might as well able to get trial and error annoyances around here, so they're probably expecting so. So even then though, as far as I'm aware, today was actually forms of, I would say today's day is the 18th of April, as opposed to the 17th of April, because again, me and Rarity did manage to go out somewhere, and then as a result, I might decide to take a break for recording sessions from now on though. Well, until today anyway, because even then, especially the later couple of days and all that stuff, although the only time exception though, which is actually by the forms of the 21st of June to the 22nd of June. Well, at least if all depending of, you know, if Super Mario Party Let's Play will be finished by then. So, hopefully it will be, that Let's Play will be able to be, you know, completed, whilst, you know, Sonic and Pinkie Pie are still mostly focusing on Super Mario Party, but you know the rest. So, anyways though, so let's go and launch ourselves onto that specific spot right there. And, hopefully we can get ourselves some silver stars along the way as well. So, yeah, if you can't tell by this point right about now is the fact that my voice is slightly better, but not 100% though, because even then though, as I already explained to you guys ever since in Tuesday, that my voice for some reason just gets all pretty diamonds in the rough. So, generally speaking, I feel quite decently better as it is, but not exactly completely though, just because, well, you know what the actual cold, as I said before, what I did manage to already mention to you guys since Tuesday, well, that's no longer a thing for my part, but even then, no, that's as far as I can think so. So, I just realized about something. I was one star bit left by getting myself another extra life right there. Oh, jeez. How unlucky am I? Well, not so much for unlucky, situations like this, but I'm guessing it's because the fact that, you know, with the Luigi slippery traction thing, as I said before, that, or in this case, Luigi's physics, if you will, that, sometimes I keep on slipping towards that enemy at all times, because even then, that I was trying to able to actually get some more of those start bits as much as I can, but turns out I keep on, like, slipping right towards that enemy as much as I can, so, yeah, that definitely feels like incredibly, dangerous or what have you, but still. Alright, so that's that mission done. And now let's move on back to Space Junk Galaxy and do the next mission. So, but obviously I'm gonna go for the exact same order as the forms of how it does it on the Mario's playthrough, so even then, not much anything else different throughout. So, Cambella's airship attack. So, yeah, it's been a while since we actually decided to meet up with her, ever since in, the Mario's playthrough in Deep Dark Galaxy. So, but of course we have to come across into her 3 times, just like the forms of how it does it on the Mario mode. So, yeah, you get the idea for that. So even then though, yeah, let's get this thing moving. But as far as news and stuff like that is concerned, well, I don't think I've heard anything else to it, other than the fact that once again that the rumors is spelled to be getting its leaks all over again, and they able to actually decide that Nintendo Directs will be able to be revealed at some point in this month. Well, mind you, we've only got about to ourselves, you know, 2 months left now, even especially because of the fact that, well, we're really excited for these upcoming titles, especially with Super Mario Maker 2 and Luigi's Mansion 3, and some people seem to be really hyped for Animal Crossing for the Nintendo Switch, and as well as from that though, with the forms of like The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening remake as well. But even then, that my only question about this though is the fact that where in the world is the release dates for or when the actual final release date of Super Mario Maker will be released upon. But because of that though, I'm pretty much, you know, still once again, I'm pretty much fake when it comes to like, you know, mentioning other gaming news and all that stuff, because you know, just like any forms of how it does it in New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe Let's Play that Blossom did manage to tackle through back in June and January, that's how the fact of the matter is though, we felt quite stingy with, you know, release dates and all that stuff. Oh, why do I do that? Oh, that was totally my fault. So there's the first step of Super Luigi Galaxy mode, so yeah, I apologize for that, just because I know that I did manage to look up on some speedruns of this game. They did manage to do something like a special trick by simply able to actually getting burned by the forms of that particular fireball and all that stuff, projectile-wise, and for some reason I didn't seem to reach it. So there's also another way you can able to get to the start bits as well, by simply able to actually go ahead and you know, just ground pound for that cage over there. So that's the another alteration you can able to go through. So, have I actually done that on my Mario's playthrough? Although I wasn't exactly sure enough, because obviously it's been about, you know, almost 3 months since I've actually last time I've touched upon this game. So, yeah, just because of how the fact that I was busy doing stuff as I said before, and plus be planning for other Let's Plays in the future and all that stuff. So, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of times about the fact that, oh, really? I was gonna able to go after that question mark block, but, oh well, whatever. All it gets in here is just basically just coins and stuff, so, well, at least it can be very helpful for you if you keep on getting hit and all that stuff, but that's as far as I can think about it. So, here's Camilla again, so even though, just like before, we need to able to actually use the green shells to attack her. So, and once you've done so already by only 3 hits in this battle, but then later on though, it'll start to go even like 4 hits, so it might get pretty tough and difficult later on, but even then I don't mind about it too much, because, you know, I'm always being incredibly master at this game, especially ever since whenever I first got the game, during like 11 years ago now. Well, I would say when it gets to the point until December 2019, that would be 12 years now, so, Jesus Christ, how do I even begin with the forms of timeline structure-wise? But I digress. Anyway, so let's go and get a green shell here, and once again, toss her all the way from here, and boom, she's down for good. Although she's not incredibly down just yet though, because whenever we get to, you know, Deep Dark Galaxy, then sure enough we can able to come across into her for twice in the majority of the time, so even then that way we could able to meet up with her during that time. Alright, so we get the drill. Basically, the reason why we're going back in here is because since after all we've got ourselves 13 power stars, aka the unlucky amount of, or essentially the unlucky number, we get something else like here. It seems that a prankster comet has appeared somewhere. Prankster comets have very strange effects on galaxies. If you want to learn more about these curious comets, ask that Luma who knows about such things. Which means about the fact that, well, if you reach the 13 stars, then obviously the prankster comets will show up. So, I've no idea why my pointer's actually gone pretty wonky today. Long story short for this point, folks, is the fact that since we got ourselves a massive TV, even though it's now Samsung as opposed to Hisense TV anymore, the reason being for that is because I seem to accidentally place my sensor bar on top of my TV, and as a result, my room is actually not in a best shape at the moment. I mean, there were a few times though I need to, well, at the moment, I'm sitting on a bed at the moment, but even then, I kinda wish I was expecting for a couch or anything like that, but, oh well, what can you do? So anyways though, let's head back to the Good Egg Galaxy to do the Dino Piranha speedrun. Now, I think this is actually the final time we're going to be seeing the normal Dino Piranha boss like this, because even then afterwards, then we might actually stumble across into the fiery version until, you know, Melty Mountain Galaxy. So even then, what else to be expected at this point? So, and as far as the actual stars count, as far as for the actual remaining ones, I think we've actually got ourselves about, how much stars we got? I think we've actually got about, you know, 13 power stars. And to be expected, I'm pretty sure we got about 103, oh no, 107 stars left. So, it might take a while to be able to actually just finish some of these missions, but as long as we're able to become playing as Luigi, we should be able to speed things up by then. So, expecting if so, then yeah. Oh, what, really? Okay, I didn't expect to be able to get hit right there. Of course, that's, this is where the game starts to get pretty tricky with Luigi, because obviously with his physics included, and I have no idea where the last star chip is, so, gradually though, this mission wasn't the longest mission, I don't feel like, but whenever you try to mess things up or what have you several times, then obviously it might able to actually make your time a little bit more longer than ever, so, oh jeez, where is it? But nonetheless though, I'll get a coin, but at the same time I got hit at the same time too. So, oh jeez, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there it is. I've been looking for that for about, it always wasted me for about a minute, so that I can able to actually find that darn star chip right there. Jeez Louise, where do I begin? But anyway, So anyways, let's go down here just in case we get some more star bits, and, you know, just kill all sorts of enemies for this point, and sure enough, we can able to actually get all the way up. But then again, not much to really talk about this at this point, so even then, though, I was expecting that, still no sign of the actual final release date of, you know, the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate version 3.0, and especially noticeable with the Joker DLC, which I was really hoping for waiting for those two to arrive, but it still hasn't gone until the actual— What?! You were kidding me! Really? Okay, I'm probably not gonna jump cut for this point because I accidentally managed to able to shake the Wiimote too late, so expecting so that the actual mission itself wasn't nearly as long as it used to be. So yeah, let's try this one again, shall we? But hopefully better luck this time, because even then that was a somewhat of a tiny mistake. So because yeah, this is what I mean when it comes to, like, you know, I said this before about the fact that later on with Luigi, that we might actually consider having him a hard time on several missions later, especially with several stages later, that expecting I might actually go ahead and say this right now, that it's going to be, like, you know, the hard mode of the game, basically. But there are some slight easy parts, don't get me wrong, but the fact of the matter is, though, is the fact that what if you do, like, several comment missions, prepare yourselves, you're going to be seeing that, you know, for that try again or to the comments observatory messages a lot, especially because, well, I should probably suggest you right about now, don't do a TAS speedrun tactics, because if you do such a thing, then you might end up getting, like, trial and error and all that stuff. So yeah, that's as far as I can go for that part. So yeah, let's try that again. And stupid piranha plant, I hate you. Come on, thank you. Mind you, I could have able to actually get myself some star bits, mind you, but sadly to say that's not the case. And of course, just like before, you know, the boulders has been replaced by chain jumps, just because, well, the reason why they do that is because, well, expecting that they want you to not waste your time for farming those star bits at the process. So I guess that probably explains about that part. So, and why do I activate that? Well, there we go. And, okay, there we go. There we go. Now we can able to actually bypass that part. And especially noticeable that we can able to traverse for this level. Whoa! Jeez Louise, don't even scare me like that, Luigi. Yeah, because, not only because of how the fact that, you know, Luigi's physics is gonna be most likely like that, even when it comes to, like, trial and error situations and later on, but, expecting such, then, you know. Alright, so we got 2 minutes left, so hopefully we got plethora of time to able to actually deal with this mission. So, especially then the next mission coming up in the Fountain Dome, which is of course, you know, Polestar Path speedrun particular mission as far as I'm concerned with. So anyways, let's go ahead and deal with the Dino Piranha for the final time. Well, in terms of, like, you know, the actual Super Mario Galaxy game, because afterwards then, well, we're not going to mention more details about Super Mario Galaxy 2 anytime soon, because obviously that I would say that definitely need to get back into that game, especially in the the second half of, you know, 2019. I keep saying that. I'm gonna stop saying that, jeez. But anyways, though, so let's go ahead and deal with the usual stuff. Just go ahead and just follow along, and then once you go all the way from behind the Dino Piranha, just shake the Wiimote at the right time until you're able to actually just get him as a little bit of a death here. But there we go. I think that pretty much does it for the actual Dino Piranha speedrun. So, now I'm quite surprised about this actually, is that later on, especially with, you know, when we get to the Kitchen Dome and all that stuff, well, we've only got about 2 more missions left with the Good Egg Galaxy stage. And then as a result, we're pretty much going to be able to actually deal with this dome completely until later on as it is. So, but as far as I think I've sort of mentioned about this before, but I'm going to say that again, that when it comes to the actual uploading system with Super Luigi Galaxy playthrough in Super Mario Galaxy is the fact that there might be some slight delays between several days and onwards, just because of a couple of Let's Plays needs to be, like, focusing on at this point. Especially consist of how the fact that, you know, current Let's Plays we are still doing, like, you know, Mario needs to get back into Super Mario Odyssey, and in fact, that he's pretty much almost nearly towards the end of that game as far as the Let's Play is concerned, even though that the only 3D Mario needs to do now for, you know, redoing Let's Play in mind, now will have to be Super Mario Sunshine, so... But then again, until 2020, that will make it happen. So, I'm pretty sure we'll be alright with Super Mario 3D Land, honestly, because obviously I don't have to go through that, you know, the exact same amount of levels over and over again, with both playing as Mario or Luigi. In fact, you have to play as both Mario and Luigi to complete every single stages in Super Mario 3D Land, to be able to actually access to a, you know, the final special world, if you will. But I digress. So, speaking of such, here we are back to Space Junk Galaxy, onto the Comet mission, which is, of course, the Polestar Path speedrun. So, let's just ignore those star bits. Even though, sometimes, though, that I might actually go after some star bits, but not all of it, mind you, because, obviously, if I waste my time on here, then, obviously, I have to redo the entire mission again, so... But I digress. So, even then, though... let's go ahead and continue on, and hopefully grab some more of those, you know, yellow star chips before we continue and proceeding on things. Yeah, I apologize for that, no dialogue or anything like that, just because, wow, I'm still a little bit, tiny bit rough, even though my voice is slightly better than the forms of how it does it in Tuesday's video. But it's a little bit more Far Cry to the films of the past few days, and especially noticeable with any other future days and onwards for this point. So, but hey, on the plus note is the fact that I don't feel that much sniffier compared to the films of how it does it. What the hell? Okay, let's just go ahead and just continue on here. Alright, time to be able to actually perform ourselves a glorious shortcut here. Just so that we can able to do just this, and boom, there we go. And before we continue, there might be some start bits I desperately need to grab from that point here. And let's just hoping that, okay, good. Okay, speaking of the forms, if I said this before about the forms about the fact that recently that Mario Tennis Aces did manage to have themselves a version 3.0 update where they actually add in the actual proper opening cutscene. What I found is a little bit nonsensical is the fact that Mario's mouth at the very end of the actual clip does not move at all, despite the fact that they actually did manage to let him say Luigi. And I think that dialogue heavily borrows from Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, or Super Saga if you will, so that's a little bit lazy in implementations right there, but apart from the fact that I do appreciate that they did manage to done, you know, the full-fledged cutscene now, as opposed to the likes of like somewhat short and rushed out opening sequence. Well, despite the fact they did show us the brief, you know, pre-rendered cutscene and all that stuff by, you know, when Luigi got possessed by the forms of that. Oh, what's that little record's name, by the way? I keep forgetting, because even then, it's almost about a year since I've last touched upon Mario Tennis Aces, just because I have to wait until all these characters has been accessed. Well, in terms of like month and all that stuff, well, until next month anyway, though, that we're actually going to be getting ourselves Dry Bones as the next playable character and all that stuff. But, I don't know what's exactly going to be the final playable character in new forms of Mario Tennis Aces, but we'll see what happens by that time until, I will say when it gets to June, or July, or August, or basically September, because even then, well, I will classify for saying that August might be the ideal way about the fact that, we might actually get ourselves the true definition of the final playable character until it gets to, like, this year's August at some point. But even then, though, we'll see what happens there. We'll see what happens. So as though I see there is actually a prankster comment on that Honey Hive Galaxy, just because, well, since we got ourselves 15 of those power stars by that, you know, since we're actually done with that, I've no idea why I just say that completely random. Is because, well, again, there's not much else, anything else to be said and done. Apart from the fact that, well, recently, in a couple of days ago, that Nintendo Switch, especially with the system update, has been now upgraded into version 8.0, which I will briefly mention more on that as soon as we're able to get back to Space Junk Galaxy. But first off, let's head back to Honey Hive Galaxy and do the Cosmic Comet mission. Now, there's going to be a drastic difference between the Mario's playthrough of this, especially with the Luigi's playthrough of this, because as you can tell, the mission here we have to deal with, well, Honey Hive Cosmic Luigi race. Now, you might be thinking that this might be self-explanatory. Well, you'll find out and see what happens if we're able to stumble across Cosmic Luigi by then. So, but first off, let's go ahead and get these star bits before we do anything. And I think we should be all set, so let's get on moving. So, there's Cosmic Luigi here, so even then know that, you know, very similar to the forms of the Cosmic Mario, but except a little bit taller than Mario. So, I didn't do my boost starts now, so yeah, as you can see, Luigi, the Cosmic Luigi, he's now going to be keep on doing the long jumps now, making about the fact that this is generally a lot more harder than Cosmic Mario races. So, I think that's the reason why that male Toads did somehow manage to give Luigi give Luigi 20 extra lives as opposed to 5. Mind you, it could just able to actually make it ridiculously, like, when it comes to, like, difficulty, if you're able to give Mario 20 lives, that would be ridiculously easy. But if you give, like, Luigi 5 lives, it will be essentially a lot more difficult than Mario version, so. But the first race for Cosmic Luigi is actually pretty easy. But later on, whenever we get to Freeze Flame Galaxy, and especially with the Gold Leaf Galaxy, and the final one, which is the Sea Slide Galaxy, it'll get a lot more tougher, let me tell you, because even then, don't be surprised until how the fact that the Cosmic Luigi is actually a lot more faster than Cosmic Mario was, because obviously it just makes the game a little bit tricky and difficult on the actual, like, the second half of the entire package. So, but anyways, that's it for that Terrace Dome completely done, for now on anyway, because eventually whenever we continue on, then we were able to actually access to even more missions to top it all off. So, yeah, let's head back to Space Junk Galaxy, and we might actually do 2 more missions actually, so that, well, it's all depending on how long this will take. So even then, because we just want to get these uploading schedules running and going again, so yeah, Antarx's Tangled Web. I do apologize for that pronunciation error, for that little beginning part right there, just because, well, I did not even know some of these names to pronounce with, so. Well, some exceptions, mind you, but that's as far as I can go. Now, when it comes to doing, like, the secret power stars and all that stuff, and especially the normal missions later on, I feel like I was gonna do the exactly same method as the Mario mode, game, just like the forms of how it does it from then. So, for this point, we need to able to grind through 50 of those star bits. In fact, I'm also able to do it a little bit faster compared to the forms of the normal version, well, in this case by the forms of the normal time for that matter, just because of how the fact that, well, most of the time there's not much else I can really to say when it comes to, like, some differences. Well, it wasn't until whenever we get to the 3rd dome that we might actually discover something completely different, which even then, that again, we will definitely mention more on that until in the future. So, but I digress, so let's go ahead and just get ourselves the last 6 of those star bits, and speaking of such, here they are right now, and of course we'll skip one over there by, just trying to go back up and stuff. Even though I would love to able to actually use the backflip and just, get out of there from normally, but I just couldn't do it properly, so. But anyways, here's the Hungry Lemur here, and just like, from before, that we need to able to feed him, like, the certain amount of star bits as far as we could, so. There is no 50 star bits away. But of course we only got 1 star bit, but that's okay, because hopefully we'll get some more by then. Especially whenever we get to Slingpod Galaxy, well, after breaking through the Battle Rock mission in the Battle Rock Galaxy. So anyways, let's get into the Yoshi Planet. So, obviously we need to take down every single Goombas, but again, it doesn't really matter how much combos you can perform when it comes to, like, landing on those Goombas. I don't think shaking those Goombas will count as a combo, but to be more accurate, the stomping might actually deal with the combo. So, but of course you need to be very careful with Yoshi's nose, just because if every time it steams up, then it will count as a hit. Well, for you anyway, so, or in this case you would take damage by that, so yeah, you do need to watch out for that. But honestly, This mission is pretty simple and easy and self-explanatory, but even then, that's as far as I can really think of at this point, so... Now, something's worth mentioning, when it comes to the forms of, like, another slight difference is, whenever I managed to play through, Sonic Gems Collection on the PlayStation 2, and I recently managed to play through Sonic CD by that time, holy crap, it's so hard to get used to going back into the original version of Sonic CD, because I was so used to with the HD, re-release version, or in this case, the actual, like, Sonic CD Christian Whitehead version, because I was so used to that version, compared to the original counterparts, because the problem I have with the original version is that my jumps, especially whenever I was trying to play through, like, I tried both versions of Sonic CD on, you know, the GameCube and the PlayStation 2 on the Sonic Gems Collection compilation. Man, the jumps on my part is actually pretty floaty nowadays, especially because, you know, I'm still pretty much used to with, you know, the 2011 re-release of Sonic CD. In fact, when I managed to got myself my PlayStation 3 version, and especially noticeable recently, I've got myself my Xbox Live Arcade version of Sonic CD, then I was really enjoyed that particular version, because even then, it did fix so many issues I had with the original release, and also playing as Tails in this version, and switching between those two different soundtracks between the Japanese and European soundtrack, and especially noticeable with the US soundtrack, so that's pretty pleasant surprise. Well, I don't really like how the fact that they're missing some lyrics, especially in the You Can Do Anything song from the Japanese and European soundtrack, but hey, at least I don't mind about this, because even then though, that is way more awesome kind of thing about it. But anyways though, for that secret mission I've done, that mission is called Yoshi's Unexpected Appearance, so yeah, just to classify by the forms of how this mission's name was, so, but anyways, let's hit back in here and do the normal mission this time, and sure enough, we can able to actually just go ahead and beat the likes out of the Tartarix or some kind, that spider-looking boss. Again, I do apologize for that pronunciation of his name, just because I haven't really looked upon too much article effects with, you know, enemies and all that stuff. Well, the only time exception is, of course, the Mega Man games, when it comes to Robot Masters, and even, like, the Maverick Hunters from the Mega Man X series, so, appreciate about this kind of stuff. So, in fact, I'd like to able to point things out, we really love to able to go ahead and just, you know, oh, that was not fair. I hate when things like that happen. That's like a retro video game thing. If you get hit, and then knock back in and just takes you to the black hole straight away. So, thanks a lot, you stupid spider-looking enemies. Yeah, whenever I managed to able to first time playing this back in 2007, I despise these enemies so much. I have no idea what it is, or it's because I'm having a hard time with them. Or maybe it's because of how the fact that I just time my jumps wrong enough. So, that might be my only criticism with these kinds of enemies. Sure, they might be pretty easy and simple to deal with, but it's just that most of the time, for me anyway, that I keep on just like getting stumbled by them, which even then, that just caused my concentration breaking this. So, but anyways though, since we're almost there towards the boss, yeah, I think for the most part though, we'll go ahead and deal with the boss now, just in case we could able to actually get this, you know, this mission going. I would love to able to actually deal with the Rolling Green Galaxy, but unfortunately I don't have that much time left, so hopefully until the next video, especially whenever we get to the Battle Rock Galaxy, then I shall be able to actually just go ahead and deal with more objectives or anything, so... But of course, I don't know how much parts we can able to record, especially compared to the Super Mario Galaxy playthrough, that just took about, like, let's just say 20 parts so far. And just because of the forms of the opening cutscene sequence, or the opening sequence if you will, despite Super Luigi Galaxy doesn't have the opening cutscene syndrome, like, you know, Princess Peach's castles once again got stolen by, you know, Bowser's schemes and what have you, so you get the suggestions here, so... Yeah, that's as far as I can say for this point today, folks, but then again, I must admit though right away, I do apologize for my dialogue itself. It's gone pretty awkward today, just because, well, there's not much else I can talk for this point. So, but anyways though, so yet again we have to able to hit its back, and then once he's going to this formation here, then best be sure to able to take down all three of those weak spots, and I did not meant to do that. But of course, if you wait there for long enough, then he'll able to go back up again. So just be fast and be very quick at the same time. Because if you don't make it in nick of time, well, obviously he'll recover himself back all the way up. And next thing you notice is that you have to do the exact same stuff again. So, and sadly to say is the fact that this is the final time we're going to be seeing this boss, because obviously we are now about to be moving on, because even then though we are about to be consecutively we can able to actually end things off at this point here. So, but then again, if when it gets to tomorrow, then I'm sure enough I can able to actually feel 100% better. So 18 power stars, and I believe we only got about 102 power stars left until we're able to get 120 power stars for Luigi. So anyway, so join me next time on Let's Play Super Luigi Galaxy on the Super Mario Galaxy game. Is the fact that we're about to be able to continue on with the Fountain Dome by going through Rolling Green Galaxy, and especially noticeable with the Battle Rock Galaxy, and eventually we might actually battle Bowser for the first time with Luigi. So see you guys next time. Later, fellas.